Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Pastor Daryl from The Quest. Um, I'm trying to figure out how to actually get into this. I received a message in the back channels of Facebook, private messenger, and somebody was asking me, or actually, first they told me about a series of dreams they had and asked me what I thought God was trying to say to them in these dreams. And I asked them, I said, "Are you sure they're from God?" And they said, "Oh, my dreams are always from God." And I don't want to be disrespectful towards that person or anybody else, but let me just assure you, not every dream you have is from God. Not everything that preachers say to you is from God. As well meaning as we can be, we can say things from ourselves, be influenced with things. I think it's happening a lot right now with political things that people are saying, and people need to be very careful. We need to test things to prove things and make sure it's of God. But when it's dreams, I want to deal with that especially because I get asked that all the time about dreams. And, I'm one of those guys, I'll be honest, I do dream things and God speaks to me in dreams. But I'm very cautious of those things because sometimes the dreams are just so far out there that I just say, okay, that just wasn't God. And God does not bring confusion. His word is clear about that. So if a dream totally rocks your world and confuses you, you dismiss that. That's not God. When it's of God, even if I don't know the answer right now, if I don't understand what it is, I know it's God. And I've got some friends, my friend Tom Scarella and several others who are God uses in that gift of interpreting dreams. And I've shared with him sometimes dreams I've had where I wasn't really clear, and other ministers as well. But, again, just because you have a dream doesn't mean it's of God. And I'll share one with you. It's a little bit hilarious, and I'll be honest, I didn't handle it well. I was a young minister, my first church after getting out of college, actually within my first month. I was with some people from the church, and one particular man there started sharing. He said, "Pastor, I wanted to ask you about a dream I had." He said, and he went through this dream that it was all about flashing colors. And he said there was a wheel within a wheel, and each wheel was turning in the opposite direction. And one was purple, and one was pink, and one was yellow, and just on and on with all these different things. And it literally took him 4 or 5 minutes to explain all that he saw in his dream. And it was nothing but flashing colors. He said, "What do you think that means?" And I said, "Mitchell, I think you need to quit eating pizza before you go to bed." Now, it probably wasn't the wisest way to handle it, but the reality is I don't think God was any more in that dream. God's not going to give us a psychedelic breakthrough. Um, People have dreams. I've had people tell me that God gave them a dream that they were with a celebrity, and I'm talking sexually. And they said they were absolutely sure God was telling them that they were to win that person as their spouse. And it's happened 2 or 3 times, to be honest with you. It has. And God's not going to give you that, especially when that celebrity's married. God, that's not of God. So you need to test those things and know, okay, is God trying to give you a message in this? Or is it something you've done? Now, let me give you something to back all this up. In Jeremiah chapter 29, pardon me, God speaks to Jeremiah and he says, excuse me, verse number 8, let me read it to you. He said, "Yes, this is what the Lord God Almighty of Israel says, the God of Israel says, do not let the prophets and diviners among you deceive you. Do not listen to the dreams you encourage them to have." What he's saying there is the people were pushing, wanting to hear more from the prophets. Boy, that sounds like today. We chase after prophets and we put them on the spot. We want a word from God every night. Listen, God, that's just not biblical. And so we put them on the spot, and they're saying things that are prophetic words. Or in Jeremiah's case, the case that God is relating in Jeremiah, the people were pushing so hard that the prophets were dreaming dreams. They literally were dreaming these dreams, but it wasn't of God. It was because the people were pushing them for another word, that we need a fresh word, give us something new. And they were dreaming things, and it wasn't of God. God says it's not of God. Don't listen to those dreams. Are you hearing me? Don't listen to those dreams that are not of God. And I think you can cross that not only out of dreams, when you hear a prophetic word because you've pushed and pushed and pushed. I'm sorry. It is simply not scriptural to walk into a sanctuary or a tent or wherever with 100 or more people in it, and that man have a prophetic word for everybody in there. Show that to me in the Bible, and I will stand up publicly and apologize. It's just not there. That is not scriptural. God gives words. God speaks to people. He speaks through men and women. He speaks the prophetic. He speaks in dreams, but it doesn't happen every day, and it doesn't happen for every person. Make sure it's of God.